Most girls dream of their perfect wedding, and we all know it has to be magical and a day you'll never forget. Liz Ravenhall was one of the millions of other girls that planned their wedding day to the smallest detail. She found the perfect wedding dress, the perfect rings, and the best menu for the reception. All of those big moments would be immortalized by a videographer. Everything was accounted for, but she had no idea that she would burst into tears during the ceremony. The groom, Ollie Ravenhall, had an ace up his sleeve. He would give his bride an unforgettable moment at the church, and all of that would go viral on the internet when it was uploaded to Vimeo and then to YouTube. Let's see the photos from that moment and learn why this wedding ceremony became so popular. It's important to know everything about the person you love, their hobbies, their favorite music, their favorite food, and so on. It shows you care about them and you pay attention to these details, which is why Ollie's next surprise was so heartwarming. Liz is a music and dance teacher from England. Her wedding was all planned in early 2017, and she was now getting ready for the best day of her life. She didn't know there was something special about the service at the church. The beautiful bride was ready to be walked to the altar. She knew everything will be on point, and she couldn't help but smiling all day during the preparations. We don't have to wonder why Liz's face lit up as she saw the surprise in the church, as she was standing in front of the altar with Ollie. Here's how it all began. Everything turns out perfect. Guests are all seated, the ring bearer and his pair are getting close, and nothing can go wrong. Liz had it all covered, all thanks to her family and friends that helped her for this amazing day. What she didn't know was that she'd have the surprise of her life in just a few more minutes. As the bride and groom stand in front of the altar, we see two more photographers appear on the sides of the aisle. They don't point their cameras at the couple that's getting married. Instead, they point the cameras to the guests. The guests think this is a bit strange, since the two photographers won't change their focus to the bride and groom. They start stirring and turning around to see what they're filming. Meanwhile, the bride and groom are facing the altar, and Liz has no idea what's about to begin. The groom also takes a glance behind him, and it's all clear he's behind what's about to happen. The bride has no idea about it. He turns back to Liz so she won't become suspicious. However, their family and friends are looking back towards the balcony behind them. At one moment, almost nobody is looking at the couple during the ceremony. Something amazing is about to happen, and Liz has no idea about it. Ollie's made sure this will be a day his wife will always remember. The video shows the couple standing with their backs to the wedding guests, and then Ollie softly touches Liz's arm to show her something behind her. As she looks back and looks towards the balcony where Ollie points, she sees the big surprise and gasps. At that second, out of nowhere, around 30 children sitting on the balcony begin singing a beautiful song that has Liz in tears. They were singing Christina Perri's 1,000 Years. This is not the only reason why the bride starts crying tears of happiness. At the sight of the children, she bursts into tears and tries her best to take everything in. Ollie's right by her side, and he takes her in his arms, kissing her on the forehead. As the children sing the lyrics, "Darling, don't be afraid. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more." The people in the church are in tears. Liz wipes her tears, and everyone is emotional for a good reason. You see, these weren't just random kids. The kids singing on the balcony are actually Liz's students. Ollie and one of Liz's colleagues at the JK's dance company made sure this would be a one-of-a-kind surprise for Liz. When she saw them there singing, she couldn't believe her eyes. Liz is so happy her children are there on her big day, she starts waving at them. Ollie's happy his plan of surprising his wife came together perfectly. It surely was a day she'll never forget. As the children finish their song, they happily wave at their beloved teacher. Liz is still moved by the whole performance and waves back at them. Meanwhile, the wedding guests wipe their tears and turn back to the happy couple. Considering Liz is a dance and music teacher, the wedding guests are in for a few more surprises that night. But this ceremony was the highlight of the day, which is why when it was posted online, it went viral. The newlyweds became famous when people saw the video first on Vimeo, where it was viewed more than 1.9 million times, and on YouTube, where it gathered more than 6 million views. The bride and groom left the church and headed towards the car to get to the reception, where they had the time of their lives among family and friends. At the reception, Liz and the wedding guests danced and joined in on choreographed dance routines, which made for a hilarious night. We can all see it for ourselves in this photo. One thing is true, Liz will never forget the special surprise Ollie had planned for his beautiful bride.